As my understanding of Germanische Heilkunde continued to grow, another realization slowly began to emerge. If so many of our biological conflicts are rooted in our relationships, then perhaps the solution isn't simply understanding those conflicts. Perhaps we also need to understand the kind of environment human beings were designed to grow in. The question eventually led me to the science of the evolved nest. When I first discovered it, I immediately saw how beautifully it complemented everything I had been learning through Germanische Heilkunde. GH helped me understand why so many conflicts arise. The evolved nest helped me understand how we can create environments where fewer of those conflicts need to arise in the first place. To me, they answered two different but equally important questions. Germanische Heilkunde asks, what happened? The evolved nest asks, what kind of environment helps human beings thrive? That was a profound shift in my thinking, because I realized that health isn't simply about treating symptoms. It isn't even only about understanding biology. It is also about creating conditions where the biology can flourish. And the evolvedness is based on decades of interdisciplinary research into human development, neuroscience, anthropology, psychology, and our evolutionary history. It asks a remarkably simple question. How did nature expect human beings to raise children, build families, and care for one another? The answers are surprisingly consistent. Human beings flourish when they experience nurturing relationships, responsive caregiving, play, affection, community, acceptance, safety, belonging. As I reflected on my own work, I realized that these were the very things that many of my clients had been missing. Not because anybody really intended harm, who does that? But rather because modern life has gradually disconnected us from many of the environments that help human beings thrive throughout our evolutionary history. We have become more productive, more efficient, more technologically connected. But many people feel less emotionally connected than ever before. And that has consequences. If our biology is continually asking, am I safe? Then the environment around us matters profoundly. Families matter, communities matter. The way we communicate matters. The way we raise children matters. The way we respond to one another matters. Every interaction either contributes to a greater sense of safety or to a greater sense of threat. When I became a Nested World Ambassador, it wasn't because I wanted to leave Germanische Heilkunde behind. It was because I wanted to complete the picture. For me, these two bodies of knowledge fit together beautifully. One helps us understand the biological meaning behind conflict. The other helps us intentionally build environments that support healthier nervous systems, healthier relationships, and healthier communities. That is the vision that now inspires my work. Not simply helping people understand why symptoms happen, but helping create a world where future generations experience fewer of the conflicts that give rise to them. Because perhaps the greatest form of prevention isn't found in another treatment. Perhaps it begins by creating homes, families, schools, and communities where people genuinely feel safe, loved, and that they belong. That has become one of the deepest hopes of my work. And it naturally leads to one final question. What does all this mean for us here in the Philippines? Once you begin seeing human behavior through this lens, you begin seeing our entire society differently.